Hey bird dogs, it's Ellie. Okay, so it's been a minute since I've been in this type of format, and I do apologize for that. Like I was explaining a little while ago in my previous videos, my laptop had just gone out on me. I want to do a review on that particular laptop. I did do one a few years ago on this channel, and it was a good laptop, but I think that I probably worked it too hard. When you're a content creator, you use your and real estate investor, you use your laptop a lot more than the typical person would to just handle just regular things. Like when you do business, you have to download a lot of things, and I didn't have a hard drive where I would continuously extract my items off of it, and so that was probably what killed it. Or old age. It was 3 years old, I believe. Yeah, so yep, that was the reason why I haven't been making my typical uniform videos like this, and I'm getting back to that now. Or there might be a video before this one that is uniform as well, so maybe whatever comes first. You see, it's better now. Better now. Okay, so a little while ago, I ran a poll. It was exactly January 10th when I ran this poll, and I asked, what a goal of mine for 2019 is to start making weekly real estate YouTube videos. What do you guys want to see? You can add your own options and vote. And so I added, like, I think I had three. What was it, three? Yeah, I had put three options in there, and someone else put a fourth option, and it's Jason Wood. Shout out to Jason. He's in Bird Dog Real Estate, and he said how to start from complete scratch. Now, even though that one was not the one to get the most votes, the fact that someone else added another video option and it got quite a few votes. The most votes got 9, and the second one got 8, but this one was added much later after I had already ran the poll, and it got a third amount of votes. So with less people seeing it, less time being on there, I figured that one was probably most important, because a lot of people, and myself included, like gurus and teachers. I'm not a guru. I consider myself my hair is not supposed to be like this. I don't want my hair like this. Why did I do that? Okay, a lot of people who teach about real estate investing or really anything, they kind of forget what it's like starting out. And so when they're teaching, they don't come from a place of, when I was in this position, I would have done this, or I did this. And people, especially like the top people, they forget that people don't understand what a lot of the terminology means, or they can't put themselves in that situation. So you have to, people like me, we have to get out of our skin and physically describe what type of environment you will be dealing with and being in. Okay, so if you're starting from complete scratch, you're probably just like scrolling on Facebook, Googling a bunch of things, YouTubing a bunch of videos, and you're like, I don't even know where to begin. And that is, of course, where my previous video, how to utilize free tools, comes in, where you can make different segments and playlists and things to help yourself get organized if you don't buy a course or you don't get a mentor. But still, it's like, where do I even start when it comes to like networking and talking to people and stuff like that? And so when you're starting from complete scratch, you're probably looking at your bank account, you're probably looking at the people around you, and you know what, there's actually a forum that I recently commented on biggerpockets.com. That's also a site you can go to get some more information about real estate investing. And so the forum was basically saying, don't get tricked into buying a course, which is kind of what happened to me. I don't necessarily regret buying the course. It was just, I was very misled, and my money could have went to a wholesaling course. So what happened to me was, of course, we saw the commercial, late night commercial, and it's like, come to our free seminar to learn how to flip houses for zero money down. So we went, and I got a lot of information from the free seminar part, and I could have just run home with that. We should have did that, but we didn't. And we ended up talking to the people for a really long time. They sold us on this dream. They sold us on this situation that we could be in a few months, because if you didn't there was a certain stipulation where it's like if you didn't close a deal within this amount of time, then you get your money back and all that. We didn't close a deal in that amount of time with the course, and we had a special financing, so we didn't even qualify for that anyway. But regardless, we were like, okay, let's do it. So they held, I think it was my driver's license at the hotel we were, so they held my license at the hotel where the seminar was held, and we went home, got all of our savings in cash, and we bought the course. And once I finished, I read everything. I read all the pages. I listened to all the audio. I watched all the videos. I did everything. And so when I got through with that, I'm like, there's no possible way that I could flip a house. There's no possible way that we could flip a house. My husband and I have, with this course, there's no possible way for us to flip. In order to find a house, buy it, rehab it, and then resell it, there is no possible way for us to do this with the resources that we have right now. And, you know, the course is always like, you know, you can get a loan with your credit. Credit was shot, okay, 19 and 20 years old. You can build the money. We don't know who to build money from. Like, we don't know any investors. We don't know any people. And or you can ask family members. We already living in the hood with our family. Like, we broke. Everybody in my family's broke. Like, who am I gonna like? It was so bad that I think that previous year, I was asking for money so I could buy a car. And the only reason I was trying to buy a car and raise money for it is because I wanted to go to prom, and my mom and my dad were busy and they couldn't take me. No one could help me buy a car. The most my uncles could do. My uncle's probably the richest person in my family. He's a truck driver and he makes 6 figures, and he's trying to get back into real estate investing as well. He used to own duplexes, but you know, he didn't buy them right, and that was why he got out of it. But anyway, he gave me $100 as a graduation gift for my prom. That was the only money I was able to raise in order to get a car, which I didn't get. What we ended up doing, actually, I want to tell this story time. I never told it, but we ended up renting a U-Haul truck. That was all we could do. We were like, hey, we rented a U-Haul truck before. We both have valid driver's licenses. We have the money. We only need it for one day. Let's get a U-Haul truck. So we rented a U-Haul pickup truck for $20 a day. We had it for a full 24 hours, and it cost us like $50, I think. And so, with all the fees and everything. And so, yeah, if I couldn't raise enough money to put a down payment on the car, and I couldn't have a qualified co-signer because all my family's credit is shot, and anybody who has reasonable credit doesn't want to take a chance on a couple of very, very, very young adults, what makes you think they're going to give me the money to flip a house? Okay, it was very unrealistic, and I hated the fact that we were manipulated to believing that we could flip a house in that way. But the only thing that I don't regret the course for was teaching me about wholesalers. It didn't teach me how to wholesale. It taught me about wholesalers. And it was like, you know, if you see those bandit signs that say we buy houses, well, a lot of those people, they have houses for sale. They have the contracts to the houses, and those are called wholesalers. And you can call them and you can buy their contracts from them, so they can make a quick $5,000 to $10,000 on a deal, and you can actually flip the house for, you know, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 or whatever on the back end. And so I'm like, what's a wholesaler? So I start Googling and researching wholesaling, and I'm like, there's all these freaking people doing. Why didn't we go? Okay, so why can't a wholesaler seminar come to my city? What happened? Why did we go to this one? And I really want to punch my husband in the face because he didn't want to go to the first guy. The first guy was actually Dan Merrill, and they kind of talk about wholesaling at their free seminars, and they sell their courses too, but they actually talk about wholesaling in their free seminars. And the one that I did go to, I don't want to talk about his name because I don't want to seem like I'm bashing him, because it was 2 years ago and I'm not trying to, you know, get clout off his name and bash him or whatever, but they didn't talk about wholesaling at the free course. I would have appreciated it, and I probably would be talking about it in a positive light and giving them kind of a little bit of clout of saying, you know, it's worth buying the course. But no, don't lie to me. I'm not going to support you if you're going to lie to me. But anyway, I took the information of learning what a wholesaler was, And I was like, let's look into this. So I looked into it, and everything just seemed so complicated. I was like, what can we do other than wholesale? Like, is there anything you can do before wholesaling? And I learned about bird dogs, and I was like, what's this thing? And it's literally, you have to know anything. All you got to do is get a person who knows what they're doing, and you send them stuff. And I'm like, that's amazing. That is freaking amazing. And so, I start putting all these resources together. We go driving for dollars all the time, and I'm sending leads and stuff. I'm mailing, I'm skip tracing, and all of this. And 3 months later, we made $1,500, and it was great. It was a great experience, and I just wish that I didn't have to spend my money in that area when I could have spent it literally anywhere else. I could have spent it on, if you guys, I know a lot of people in Memphis who do stuff like this. Kametria Taylor, she does her, what's it called? The houseflippingchallenge.com. Houseflippingchallenge.com. It's either the or without a the. Houseflippingchallenge.com. Hamza Ibrahim, I talk about him all the time. Wholesaling Houses Mastermind. Okay, Lucy, we have talked about this. There's also Rico Smith, Mad Paper Coaching, or is it madpaper.com or madpapercoaching.com? One of those. I mean, I can go on. In Texas is Q Flores. He just did his, what's it called? Convention? It was either a convention or a seminar, one of those. And, I could go on. I could have spent money with any of these other people versus going to this person who I don't know, who I don't have any type of relationship with besides probably watching HGTV episodes maybe once when I was like 12 or something. And they're still talking about the whole pre-foreclosure deals, and I'm like, it's not even, the foreclosures are so saturated with other investors right now that wouldn't have even worked for us anyway. We had to go find a deal versus using their old way of trying to find deals through the bank system, which everybody has access to now. And so when you're starting from absolute scratch, I recommend not buying anything if you don't have the money to do it. If you have the money to do it, go ahead. If you have the $10,000 to invest in a wholesaling course or even a flipping course, if you are confident enough to handle all of that, then by all means, go ahead. Get a mentor, get coaching, buy a course. Do you, if you have the money and the credit to do it. But if you're like me and you've already spent your savings or you're about to spend your savings, I do recommend if you do find a good source, spend your savings. It'll be worth it, because we made $1,500 later, even though we spent around that much, and we made the money in a different way than what the course taught us. We had made the money back, so it's fine. And so anyway, if you have the money, go ahead. But if you don't, like we ended up in that position after we already spent our money, go to real estate investing meetings. Go to real estate investor networks. Do not go to seminars. Don't do it. Don't go to free seminars, because the free seminar is going to sell you something at the end. I mean, you can go all you want. You can go, and that's fine, but don't buy anything. Do not buy anything, because those are structured to sell you on the course, to sell you on the mentorship, to sell you on the 3-day boot camp, and then to sell you on their coaching program. And if that's what you want to do, go ahead. But if you are not in position to do that, then don't. Seriously, don't do it. It's not worth the risk. That particular way is not worth the risk. What you do need to do is go to as many meetups as possible, meet as many people as possible, get to know the industry, your local industry as possible. Get on Facebook groups, go on biggerpockets.com. Connected Investor isn't really like a social media way, but you can make an account and you can reach out to people and message them on there. And so that's fine too, but I recommend Facebook and in person, and Bigger Pockets better, because you can actually connect with those people and actually see what they're talking about, versus Connected Investor, which is basically like Facebook Marketplace. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah. When you're networking with people, say, hey, I'm fresh new, I'm looking to bird dog for a few investors, and you will get so much respect when you walk in like that, because people try to talk about, if you call yourself a wholesaler or bird dog, people won't take you seriously, you have to call yourself an investor. No. Honesty is the best policy in this business, and if you have no idea what you're doing, people are going to give you all their resources. They're going to be like, hey, look, here's my business card, send me some deals, send me some deals, send me some deals, and you'll get so much respect. But if you walk in there talking about, you know exactly what you're doing, people aren't going to be as easy to give you their business card. People are not going to want to network with you because they can see through your lies. People can tell a fake when they see one. And so when you are trying to find investors to bird dog for, you just be as honest as possible. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm fresh new. I want to get into the business. Are you cool with me bird dogging for you, sending you some leads? And if possible, could you mentor me a little bit if we close a deal, or on the way to closing a deal? And you'll get some yeses, you'll get some nos on the mentorship part, but if you can find some yeses, get some yeses. Because then those people are the ones who are going to be teaching you along the way. And you can also find specific people to bird dog for. So if you have no idea what you want to do yet, just find as many people as possible. And then once you're doing more research and everything, the free research that you can get, the mentorship, the networking you can do, you can see the different strategies that other people are doing. So it's like, wholesaling, flipping, buy and hold, seller finance, owner finance, lease option, all those different things. Once you learn about those things, then you can say, I'm going to let this wholesaler go because I'm going to get into lease options. So I'm going to let him know that I'm not going to be sending him deals anymore. I want to be focusing on, I'm not going to be sending him deals consistently anymore, because you want to keep that connection. I'm not going to keep consistently send him deals anymore. I'm going to transition over to lease option after talking to this investor and getting, this information and all that. Or, I don't want to bird dog for this flipper anymore because he's a lot slower to closing my deals. I want to move on to this wholesaler because they have an influx of buyers. Is influx the right word? We don't know. English language. They have an influx of buyers, and I know that they can close on a deal a lot faster than this flipper can, because their volume is a lot lower than the wholesaler. And the only reason that would make sense is because a flipper can make typically more money on a deal than a wholesaler typically. And so an investor, a flipper, can make $30,000-$40,000 on one deal, so they only need to close, let's just say, 4 deals a month, versus a wholesaler who's closing 10 deals a month, because they're making $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 per deal. And so their closing rate is a lot faster than that flipper. And that's how the numbers make sense. Not to say that flippers do less work than a wholesaler, or a wholesaler does less work than a flipper. It just depends. It depends on their volume and depends on their spread. Wholesaling is a lot faster. It really is, if you have the right buyers in line to buy. And so, yeah. But that all comes with experience, and it doesn't take you long. Like, I closed that deal after 3 months, and we continued to bird dog for people for maybe, I want to say 3 to 4 more months after that. And that was when I joined my first wholesaling partnership. And even then, we would do stuff here and there, but it wasn't as consistent as it was before. Because, we were working, our full-time job was being bird dog. Me and my husband, we were that was just our job. We would go do things for investors, and that was how we made money consistently. We were living good. It was really good. And so, with making that money and gaining that experience, we thought joining this partnership would be good, but we moved too fast. The whole partnership moved way too fast, and no one was ready. There was no structure, and it just wasn't okay. So we should have stayed with what we were doing. But regardless of that, if you're starting from scratch, you want to really start from scratch. Don't invest any money. Get as much free information as you can. Get as many free networking. Go to as many free networking events as you possibly can, and ask people questions first. Not, try to get free mentorship right then and there. Don't do that. You ask them about them. Okay, you get to know them. You get to know their strategies. You get to know their their market, their I already said strategies. Okay. I think they get the point. So yeah, you get to know all the people first, and then you start, doing things to try to make money with them. And then that's when you start to scale and you start to do more things on your own. And so yeah, that is just what it's like to start from scratch versus, you know, trying to spend a ton of money on a bunch of resources that are not going to help you. And if you stuck to the end, you can also look in the description box, and there's a link to actually download a free how to become a bird dog guide, and it's 3 pages. It's super like informative and in detail. It goes into a little bit more detail than this video did, honestly. You can take it, you can study it. It's connected to Google Drive, so when you download it, you have to have a Google Drive account or just a Gmail account in order to download it. I think so. If you don't have one, then you can Lucy, okay, move. This isn't a debate. So if you aren't able to download it, you can always email me. My email is in the description box, and I can send it to you directly or whatever the case may be. But this is just a lot faster. I can't email. Like, I don't know how many views this video is going to get. So if like 100 people email me, I will shut my email down. No. And so yeah, you guys, let me know if you have any questions, if you have any video suggestions that you want me to do, because I'm really trying to get the word out there that you don't have to either not start or start off in a lie. You don't have to like go into debt to start. You don't have to do any of that. You can start off smooth, fresh, and connecting with other people in order to grow. That is really the best way to do it. That's the way I recommend. That's the way many people recommend to do it. Jay Gaines, she's also part of Bird Dog Real Estate as well. She has a coaching program. I don't think she has a course, but I think the course comes with the coaching. And she just did a live stream the other day talking about how even her students, they pay her thousands of dollars and they don't even have the right mindset for it. So before you even pay money, get to know people and see, is this the industry I want to be in? Because if you don't have the right mindset, you're not going to make any money anyway. So yeah, don't waste money to not make money later. So yeah. So yeah, go ahead and download the guide. Leave any comments. If you have any questions or whatever, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you are joining Make sure you join on Facebook, Bird Dog Real Estate, and if you want to join my experts group, the Bird Dog Experts, that's also in the description box as well. And follow on Instagram. We hit over 1,000 followers, and I'm actually coming out with a YouTube series about how I did that if you're into social media marketing. And so, yep, see you guys in the next one, Bird Dogs. Bye.